Welcome to another edition of Plug In with Avi and Kyle, your internet's odd couple who just happen to be your best source for everything that is anything. Avi. 05.
The big 5-0.
The big 05.
The 05.
Kindergarten status. Oh my gosh, I can't believe we made it this far.
Why is that?
Well, because, we've been sitting here for half an hour just trying to get one thing right.
Well, technical difficulties.
Always. As Don Belarjan says,
Yeah.
It's not a perfect science yet.
Nope.
No. So today's guest, Avi, will be dun 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 Cris August, owner and operator of Orange County Ghosts and Legends Tour.
Where's your sound effect?
We don't have an input for it.
Oh.
We're waiting on new inputs to come in.
All right. Okay, go
I'm
ahead.
sorry. We'll put it in post.
Today
Yeah.
it was the perfect time.
So if you aren't a believer in ghosts by the end of the show, you'll be a believer. And you probably won't want to sleep with the lights off either. And then after Cris, later on in the show, we're going to have Erwin Goldstein, a rep for Ikan Corp, the people who not only do we use all their lights in our studio, but are also the sponsors of our You Can Fly fan contest, where we're giving away a 3-axis gimbal that works with a smartphone or a GoPro.
Wow. That's great.
Yeah.
Well, as Kyle said, welcome back. And as he mentioned earlier, this is our 5th show, and hopefully many more to come. And our show today, it's jam-packed. And not only with the guests, only with the products and the demo we're going to show you on the gimbal. So from here we go and on to the show.
All right, well, let's get started. Our first guest is Cris August. He's the owner and operator of Orange County Ghosts and Legends Tours. And he's also a paranormal investigator. And I believe I heard, and we'll ask him in a second, I believe he also is a singer. And they run, so Ghosts and Legends Tour runs a year-round ghost tours in Orange County, San Diego, and Arizona. Ghosts just don't come out on Halloween, apparently.
Yes.
So welcome to the show, Cris.
Let's find out.
Fellas, how you doing?
Yes,
doing
Cris.
all right. So was I correct? Did I hear you also are a musician?
I am. I'm
You
a
sing.
vocalist.
Vocalist?
I sing, yes.
What kind of music?
Mainly pop, soft rock, adult contemporary. So
Covers or your own stuff?
I do original stuff and
Wow.
covers. I do it all. So
You are a man of many talents.
I am very random.
So,
One question: where is your place? Where can you find you in Orange County?
As far as
Located the tours.
tours, well, we do several tours actually. We currently are running tours in Black Star Canyon, Silverado, Santiago Canyon.
Okay.
Also San Juan Capistrano, Los Rios Street, the oldest occupied neighborhood in California. We also do more public investigations down in San Diego at the Star of India. And the B-39 sub we're going to start looking into as well. So we've got a lot of things going on down in San Diego. And also we do periodic visits to the Grand Canyon Caverns in Arizona.
Oh, okay.
And hoping to expand more in that area as well in the future. So
Well, my understanding with ghosts and haunted houses, it's these old, creepy places. California is, fairly new. I mean, I understand on the East Coast, in Boston or New York, they said, or Long Island. Where in California do you have buildings?
people die every day, Avi.
But
People die every day.
The people die, but I
valid,
thought
yeah.
the ghosts hide in the creepy places, like old buildings.
Well, I think once somebody's died in a place, that's pretty creepy after that.
But it needs so many years to come back, or if they come back right away.
Yeah, let's get into this.
there's dead people everywhere, no matter where you go. So
Yes.
So there could be dead people in our studio.
there could be. We don't even know it. You
Avi?
could have a couple standing around you right now.
That's not
Well,
cool.
I keep hearing noises upstairs.
Yeah.
But that's the tenant upstairs.
Yeah.
Probably some evil children up there.
So when did you first realize that ghosts and spirits are real?
Well, that's the thing. We don't know, and there isn't any scientific proof that they are real. But that's kind of the thrill of this. We investigate, we collect data, and we're trying to catch some solid evidence to at least validate to some extent that, spirits and ghosts do exist. But a lot of this is based on personal experience. And when I say personal experience, that means, for example, if you felt something touch you on the arm, and you know what you felt, you know what you experienced, but that didn't happen to me. It didn't happen to Avi. It just happened to you. That's your experience, and I can't tell you that didn't happen because it was just.
Are you like a ghost hunter? I know they have some people that go with measurements and cameras.
Yeah, you could. That's pretty much what we do, and we're not running tours with the public. We'll investigate locations and collect data, whether it's via audio or video formats, using other equipment, EMF as well. But audio and video tends to provide the most compelling evidence on top of the fact that it's recorded. So
Get out.
7 days. Yeah.
Wow.
So have you ever been able to chase a harmful or a ghost or a spirit that the people that living in the house they wanted out? And what do you do? Is that something you do as well?
Well, that's the thing, and that's where it gets tricky, is we can't claim to rid anything that we don't even know actually.
They're not the
exists.
Catholic Church.
We're not the church. And,
Exorcism.
Exactly, and we had to be careful with that. But at the very least, we'll go in and we'll try to educate people based on what we know and based on our opinions about things. At least to educate people to not be so scared. To just if there is something in their house, to just let it be, and you either choose to live with it and get along, or I guess you can move. But
Well, what about what if the entity goes with them? I've seen all those movies. The Conjuring, and is that
that's
a legitimate?
It
fear?
is believed that spirits can be attached to individuals or even the land property. It's believed that spirits can attach to people. So you gotta be careful with who you're messing with. But some people just kind of have a mentality where they choose not to pay attention to it, and whatever's happening is happening, and they just don't acknowledge it. And some people get by that way.
I had a friend of mine that he swore that his house is haunted because he kept hearing noise in one particular part of the house and scratchy noise, specifically late at night. And I told him, instead of calling a ghost hunter, call the exterminator. And guess what? It was a little mouse in the wall running up and down trying to get out.
So, Cris, what made you decide what made you start a ghost tour business? Well, you say you don't do tours yet, but what made you get into this paranormal investigations?
Well, we do tours.
Okay.
But we absolutely do. That's the business side.
Yeah. But you don't take people on investigations, right?
Well, we do.
Okay.
There's, I guess the best way to say it is that we have tours, which is, you go to a location and I'll tell people a story and tell them, the difference of it, the things that have happened there, scary things that we've experienced on tours, or when we've just been collecting data and doing a private investigation. But something like the Star of India in San Diego, we're on a lockdown on a ship where we're not exactly telling stories there. It's more now everybody's involved in an interactive investigation. We encourage you to bring your audio recorders, bring cameras. Let's all collectively see what we can capture, if anything. And that's key, though. On these tours, I tell people I can't guarantee you that we will see or experience anything.
It's like we're going out on the
whale watching. Exactly.
That is the best comparison. You either see it or you don't. I don't have a switch. I wish I did. Yeah. But if something wants to interact, it will. But at the very least, I tell people, let's just have a good time. And if we catch something, wonderful. If we don't.
Have you ever videotaped or taped somebody or took picture of a ghost running by or a spirit?
We have photos, not so much on tours, but we're able to run our equipment for longer periods of time when we're actually doing an investigation. On tours, we're kind of continuously moving. Although we encourage people to take their own photos, just to snap as you go. You don't have to hold a pose or anything. Just snap, 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 snap. And you never know what comes up.
Yeah.
I'll tell you, most of the time, it's going to be trash. You just never look
I
at it
have
again.
a question that it's been bothering the hell out of me forever.
Okay.
Why always it have to be at night? How come they don't come in the daytime in a desolate place or whatever?
Well, that's not true.
Okay.
Ghosts don't discriminate
Boom, Avi.
between
Maybe I'm watching too many movies.
Boom, Avi.
ghosts don't discriminate between night and day. It's obviously more creepy at night.
Okay.
Our senses are heightened at night.
Okay.
Sight and smell and
Absolutely.
and
And
hearing.
we can't see much.
It's just like in the woods. If you're walking through the woods during the day, everything's cool. But at night, one twig snap, you feel like you can hear it for 10 miles.
Exactly, and that's kind of like a perfect example of Black Star Canyon. Other than the obvious, the ambiance changes between night and day. Obviously, it's dark. But the whole energy of the place completely changes, and you are just on pins and needles out there because that little rustle in the bush, you probably wouldn't pay any attention to that in the daytime. It's a bird. You're not thinking anything of it. But when you can't see, and your sight is very limited.
So it makes it more real.
Yeah.
It's
like a never-ending roller coaster.
It's very different.
That's awesome.
It's very
Do
different.
you guys go out and visit cemeteries to see if any of the spirits walking around, or that's only in the movies?
We're obviously respectful of cemeteries.
Yeah, okay.
We don't go stomping around in cemeteries and
No, I mean just
You know what?
standing outside.
Believe it or not, I mean, I've watched these other shows where they have, I mean, there's a ton of different shows on every channel has one where they're doing ghost investigations. And believe it or not, the one thing that makes me turn these shows off is if people aren't respectful of, I mean, because regardless of what you're doing, whether there's a ghost or not, something has happened there. Somebody's died there, and you have to be respectful of that
I understand.
memory.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's good to hear that, you're not just stomping through.
Right. Yeah. Respect is always key. And I think with a respectful approach and the way you approach these things is going to determine the kind of response that
Well, I
you
mean,
back.
I'm not going to mention names, but there's a show where they just yell at the ghosts. Go out, ghost!
Yeah. Yes.
So, I just turned that off immediately.
Did you receive any calls from Orange County residents?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We do. And believe it or not, when we get calls from, private homes, people who are claiming to hear weird things that go bump in the night, usually before we pack up and go investigate these homes, I'll tell them, I want you to log everything you're experiencing. I want you to keep a track, look for a pattern, and we'll reassess it and let me know what's happening. But most of the time these things can be explained.
Have you ever found any of those ghosts in commercial buildings?
Oh yeah.
Oh.
Oh yeah. I'll say this: just look at where the San Juan Cemetery is.
Okay.
I mean, it's a whole not industrial; it's a business complex.
Yeah.
So
my
that's been
goodness.
built.
Now I'm nervous.
Yeah.
Well, what is the scariest? We only have about a minute and a half left. So, what is the scariest moment you've had?
There's been a lot, but I don't see a lot of things. But the few times I've actually seen a full-bodied apparition of something you can actually make out a detail, facial features.
What?
That'll leave you up for a
scaring
couple
the
nights.
hell out of me.
I don't want to even
Is
be
that
in this
going
room
off
with this
the-
guy anymore. Oh my God. My
I don't
heart's
see it
racing.
often.
Yeah.
But it's happening.
Well, Chris, this is the time now to plug where we can find you and how the people can.
Yeah. So again, we've had Cris August
Yeah.
with us on the show. Chris, why don't you go ahead and tell everyone where they can reach you?
You can reach us. Just plug in Orange County Ghosts and Legends Tours on Google. I won't even save the URL; it's too long. Find us on Facebook, Orange County Ghosts and Legends Tours. We run year round, so as he said
So
before.
it's not only for Halloween. Do your business increase during Halloween?
Oh, it's safe to say it does. People think ghosts only come on Halloween,
Yeah.
but we're there year round. So come and
You
check
know
us
what?
out.
I heard yesterday, shelters will not allow a black cat to be adopted during Halloween.
I've heard that.
because of what they will do to the animals.
Oh my goodness. Well, Cris, we hope to have you back on the show again because I got to get more information on this.
I'd love to.
This has been Plug In with Avi and Kyle, and we'll see you after the commercial break. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. This is Plug In with Avi and Kyle. We're coming back from our first commercial break, and we have something special here right now, Avi.
How special?
We've been talking about our giveaway for a few weeks now.
Yeah, we were showing pictures only. Now
we have it. And let me tell you something. I used this before Erwin brought this in, and I used it before we started the show.
Yeah, I saw the clip that you did. Man, oh man,
So
you
cool.
look professionals, even as hard as you tried not to be.
Yeah, it just does it for you. So
Yeah.
let me tell you guys a little something about this product. This is the Ikan Fly X3 3-axis gimbal for smartphones and GoPro. And let me tell you a little something.
Tell
Boom,
me
bat,
something.
bow. You know what that is? That's a Batman fight. And you could have a Batman fight using this, and it would be smooth. Do you know what that sound was?
Nope.
That was a ninja fight.
Ooh.
Also filmed on the Fly X3. Smooth as butter. It does take a tiny bit of practice to get correct, but it took me 30 seconds. 30 seconds of, because you have to, it takes a little bit of body
just to
movement.
get adjust to it. So it.
Yeah. Because it's not like you don't go like this and it'll. You still have to be smooth with your movements, but it took me probably 15 seconds. I was doing a spin.
The spin around the
spin
table.
around the whole table. Yeah.
Yeah.
So if you've ever
And
filmed
it's not only for
smartphones,
iPhones.
no, it's for GoPro.
Wow.
There's a GoPro insert that comes with it, along with rechargeable batteries. It's all made out of metal, but it's not too heavy. This thing is
The poor
fabulous.
guys on Kickstarters, there's a team that was working on one, and I feel sorry for them now.
Yeah, well, I would too. So the Fly X3 features a motorized 3-axis powered gimbal designed to keep your smartphone level as well as isolate it from handshake. It includes batteries, and when I first, because this is my first time touching one, was today, and at first I thought it just came with regular, disposable alkalines.
Yeah.
3 rechargeable batteries.
Wow.
Nice rechargeable batteries.
Yep.
And they fit right into the handle, so there's not like an extra battery pack hanging off, and it feels well balanced.
To kind of
Yeah.
make the handles more solid.
Yeah. And it's it electronically stabilizes pan, tilt, and horizon.
Wow.
Now, the heavier device you put on here, the better it's gonna stabilize. But it worked really well with my own my iPhone 5C. Worked
And that's
beautifully.
a small one.
That's a small phone.
What
yeah.
about the 6 and 6 Plus? Can you fit them in?
Yeah. Oh yeah. They slide
okay.
right in there.
Wow.
They just slide. I mean, I thought you would have to adjust the clamp. No. It's self-adjusting.
You know,
Slide it
when
in.
I went to the Consumer Electronics Show, a company from China showed one, but it's only iPhone specific, and you couldn't adapt anything else. But if you moved it too far to the left or the right, the whole mechanism jammed, and you need to reboot it, type of thing.
Well, that's what you get with some crap company.
From China.
Ikan delivers the best products on the planet, so you're not going to have that problem with them.
Okay.
On the bottom,
I take your word.
On the bottom, there's a 1/4-inch threaded mounting hole for attaching accessories, or you could put it on a quick release plate to use it on a tripod. Very cool, which, believe it or not, was one of the features I was most excited about.
So ultimately, you can use it with a stick if you want to go above the crowd.
You probably could. I might take some practice, but I'm thinking you could. Like I said, it does take a little bit of practice to get the smoothness of your body. You don't have to be completely like Jello, but you can't walk like this and hope it's going to do the job. You gotta find a nice.
Well, it's a lot. Probably even the Steadicam, without the batteries, takes forever to get used to it. So this.
The Steadicam without the batteries takes years to get used to, especially if you're not using an arm. This thing, you pop in the batteries, put your camera in, turn it on, 3 to 10 seconds. It's calibrated, ready for you to use.
Wow,
that's all you got to do. And the big part, which I didn't know until Erwin sent us the specs, because I had read about it quickly. The GoPro feature that breaks the bank for me. I mean, that is it.
Did you guys test it with the GoPro?
We didn't, because I didn't want to mess up any of the cool stuff inside.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And it retails for $3.90 or $2.99. Excuse me, not $3.99. Retails for $2.99, and Erwin has been nice enough to give us 3. Correct? 2, 3. To give away,
maybe 4.
Maybe 4. He's working on it.
We need to push the social media and sell tons of them, or help them sell tons of them.
Well, if you have ever filmed anything on a smart device, on a phone, on your phone,
GoPro,
and I've filmed weddings for a living, and I've seen people trying to do the same things that we do with their phones. The only way you're going to accomplish it is with something like this.
Well, I bought the Steadicam, the one handheld. It's $80. And it took us a day, and when you saw the clips on it, it looked like we were everywhere.
Out of practice.
Yeah.
Because I've seen it. It's the one for the GoPro, right?
Yeah.
And you have to kind of control it with your thumb.
And even with all that, still we had issues with it, and it looked weird.
I'm telling you, within 10 minutes of having this out of the box, I was a pro.
I take your word.
But if you don't want to take my word for it,
buy one and try it.
Buy it. Or I would like to welcome to the show Erwin Goldstein, who has been in the retail business, corporate government, educational sales for over 45 years.
Wow.
He is currently an independent sales rep selling video equipment industry and the entire West Coast and Western Canada. He's Ikan representative, but also another product we feature on the show,
as you see,
Aperture.
he came with the Ikan shirt.
He did come with the Ikan shirt today.
Here I am.
Ikan's based in Houston, Texas. Aperture's here, but Texas is where Ikan is from. I just found out 30 seconds ago.
Yeah.
Erwin, you are from Texas.
Yahoo.
Yahoo.
He's a Texan, in and out.
You bet.
You've been doing video and photography stuff since analog days.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I am still a big advocate of analog photography.
Yeah.
He's the old-fashioned camera guy with the film.
Oh, yeah.
You were just telling us about the darkroom thing. Tell us more about that darkroom thing.
I got turned on to darkroom when I was working for B&H in New York. Mm-hmm. And a friend
Hold
of
on
mine,
1 second. When you're saying darkroom, you're talking like actual film.
I'm talking about actual film, chemicals,
the smells, the feel, the red light.
The stock bath, the whole 9 yards. So a friend of mine one day said, "Hey, let's go down to Manhattan. We're going to, rent out a darkroom space." I said, "Oh, I've never been in one." He took me into it, and when I saw that, when he took the paper and put it into the chemicals, and you see the image coming up, I said,
amazing.
Are you kidding? It's like creation, like, whoa. And it blew my mind. I said, I've got to learn this. So I started buying a bunch of books, got on eBay, and before I knew it, I had a darkroom in my house.
That's awesome.
So now where do you find films to develop?
There are places here in LA. One of the greatest places to buy is either Sammy's Plug or Freestyle Photo. Both of those are excellent places to buy chemicals, and there are other places as well.
Yeah.
Because we know Kodak is no longer in films.
Well, they do still making Tri-X and some of the others. You're never going to get away from not using Tri-X. It's one of the best. But Ilford, there's a lot of brands out there. But what I liked about it is the discipline for a person to be able to train themselves when in a place to be able to extrapolate all the goodness and with your eyes, and then you capture it on something. When you capture it on film, you take more time. Than just walk around, snap, 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 snap. You're really not concentrating. You're just taking it, and hopefully something will come out of the conglomerate.
Yeah.
When you take it with film, you take a little bit more time.
So you have the old-fashioned way of taking pictures and film. So you're an expert on that field as well as the
Well, I mean, one thing leads into another. If you don't bring yourself into the new era, you know,
Yes.
I'm not driving a horse anymore. Digital is the way to go. The digital is where we are. So you have to adapt yourself. I use digital. I have beautiful digital cameras. But for certain things, especially for architecture and for portraits, I still enjoy film better.
And how did you end up from being with B&H, which is a big outfit in New York, to working with Ikan in Texas?
Well,
I know you're Texas.
Take a step back. How did you end up going from Texas to New York?
Well, that was
By
that
train.
was interesting. Actually, that was a spiritual lifting when my wife and I decided that we were changing our lifestyle a little bit, and we have a great leader in New York who was the Lubavitcher Rebbe, is one of the greatest, I think, religious leaders of the world, and he suggested my wife and I move there for our children. End up moving there, and I end up in this industry. My daughter ended up marrying a great guy from here. And so my wife and I were lonely. So we decided, hey, if we could find some place to get us here, we did. So we came here to California. So
Erwin,
I'm
but
here.
you weren't that religious when you were young.
No, man. I was from Texas, man. I was a hellraiser.
You told me stories.
Now I'm a religious hellraiser.
You told me stories about you that I...
Oh, not safe.
You remember the day, huh?
Not safe for radio. Not
Make
Me and
it-
Ginger Baker, you
Not
know,
safe
like
for this.
Yeah. So you went to New York for the rabbi or for the schooling and for the kids?
yeah, and for the
family?
raising my family with some discipline, whatever. And now my kids are all over the place. I have 2 children that are in Houston, 2 kids that are here. They're doing the same type of work, the religious work and everything. But my son-in-law is an attorney here from Orange County originally, and we loving living here.
It's interesting. I lived in New York, and I did think New York is a family city to raise family.
You know, it really isn't. But the schools and the system was very easier than it would be if we were here.
Yeah.
But now that we're here, it's wonderful. I like the West Coast. It's nice.
Okay.
Well, that makes one of us.
So,
Well, you know,
so you went.
how would I have
full-
not met you if I didn't move here? Right?
Oh, that's right. Look at that.
Hey,
And that makes you the luckiest man on earth.
you got it, baby.
Today only. Today only. So you went from Texas to New York, worked with B&H. Is this how you got into the?
It's actually, that's what actually pushed me, because I was in the computer industry before that. I worked for IBM many years and so forth. And my introduction through B&H and my curiosity, one thing led to another, and the education that I received. And when I came here, it just was a natural progression. And actually, the people that work at Ikan, a lot of them were my friends from B&H.
Oh, okay.
So they brought me aboard.
Okay.
Wow.
And what I know a little about Ikan, and I know you guys have the LEDs, but it's more than that.
Sure, we have many other things. We represent several big lines. Outside of this, E-Image for one, which are tripods and tripod heads, etc.
Yeah.
And we also have Tilta, which is a very
Beautiful
big line,
rigs.
beautiful line of rigs.
Okay.
And it keeps growing and growing. Of course, we have the cables and everything else like that to accommodate all these.
So
And
it's not the top of the line. It's not the bottom of the line. You're mid-range.
we're a mid-range. I see that we're very big in the what I call the student market, the consumer prosumer market, and we have also some heavy hitters using it. I'm not saying that people that are shooting with Alexa and some of the bigger cameras, but I know we support Red, and we have products for Red cameras and for Alexa to support them, and it's we go to both gamuts, but I would say we're more in the middle.
Well, I know from my experience with them, we had a problem with LEDs, and they got on it, and they went and shipped us all new lights, replaced everything, and made sure that we had everything working to specs and no questions asked.
What is worse than having a dissatisfied customer?
Yes.
That could become the thing that destroys your business faster than anything. So,
Okay.
Well, our whole setup here is all Ikan.
And we appreciate that.
Well, no, we appreciate it because I think every problem we've had, and there haven't been many, but the ones that we have, it was like instant.
You know, I looked into light panel and all this. It's 3 times the price, the same product.
Same product.
I mean, they may have like a 1 or 2% better quality, but it's not reflected in the price and the difference in price.
And we're trying to spread ourselves so that people from all walks of life can enjoy having these things, a student and so forth that doesn't have the pocketbook to afford them.
Right, big chunk.
But it's still an excellent product.
Yeah, so you're covering both angles. You have the higher end angle with Ikan, and then Aperture is a great.
Aperture is a phenomenal line for the students and for the prosumer, the wedding photographer.
Yes.
Hey,
I've used them a ton. I've used them a ton. We're about to go to commercial break, but I want you guys to know I started putting this together at about 2 minutes, and here we go. This is it. It's working now. So this is the Fly X3, and we can use it to take video. Here's Erwin. I'll take it over to
Are you
Avi.
going to upload it on the?
They're gonna see it.
Yeah.
I'm gonna, and then here's me. Now, if that's not simple, I don't know what it is. If you can't do this, you should never take a video or picture in your life.
We couldn't do it on the.
How do we say KISS, baby? Right?
Yeah, exactly. So we're gonna go to commercial break, and we'll see you afterwards. Thank you for watching. Welcome back.
Welcome back.
You got it, Avi.
05.
Yeah, 05. Welcome back from the commercial break. We are Avi and Kyle with Plug In with Avi and Kyle, the internet's odd couple who just happen to be your best source for everything that is anything. We just had
Erwin. Matters without Kardashian. You forgot that.
No Kardashians. We just had Erwin Goldstein on. All of you got to see firsthand the Fly X3 that is in our You Can Fly fan contest.
So enter to win.
Enter the contest. I'm telling you, you want one of those. I don't even want to give them all away. I'd like to give one away and keep 3 for myself. Those things it's so awesome. I couldn't stop playing with it. As a matter of fact, we started the show late because I was out playing with it. So we're going to get into digging in the dirt right now.
We actually started late because you were playing with it.
That's what I just said.
Okay. I didn't
Wait,
hear that.
you're still talking about the Fly X3, right?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure.
All right.
Digging in the dirt, Avi.
Yes, sir.
A couple weeks ago,
Yeah.
I said I was going to start losing weight. I want to start getting into this losing weight thing.
Yes.
All right, because I have a daughter. I just got married. I want to have another kid, and I want to be around and alive.
For a while. Yep.
Yeah. So we put it out there. We were just talking about it. I've been gluten free. I haven't started really exercising yet. And we get a call.
Yes.
From a Mr. Mark Gonzalez from his boot camp, Hit the Mark Fitness.
Okay.
He wants to sponsor me. He wants to help me exercise.
Help you out.
Yeah.
But I noticed one thing, kidding aside. Ever since you said you were gluten-free, with your skin condition, it seems like a little better.
It is.
I don't know if you're
better.
Still gluten-free or not. But
I am. Oh, yeah.
It appeared that it's less intense as before.
Yeah. I don't have flare-ups as often. It's still a little flaky.
Well, it takes a while.
It takes a while, but I'm telling you, it's been getting better. My energy level has been through the roof. And I went to so a lot of people, they're like vegan and gluten-free, and they have to tell everybody all the time.
Yeah.
That's not something I'm into, but I have noticed that I went gluten-free, I feel better.
Okay.
My skin's looking better.
Okay.
And then Deo, who we had on as a guest last week.
Yes.
He and I went to a brewery to watch his dad's band play.
Uh-huh.
I had 2 sips of beer.
You didn't feel good.
I felt so sick. I was sick for like 3 days.
Wow.
From 2 sips of beer.
Well, beer is nothing but gluten. It's nothing but
Well, yeah, but I
wheat.
was thinking like, well, maybe I'm not allergic to gluten and I'm just doing something right.
Yeah.
No. Wrong.
Well, I don't believe in it, and I eat gluten and gluten-free because of my wife and her situation. But I know that she swears by it, and I wasn't a believer even when till a week ago when you said you're gluten-free. And I notice less and less of the flare on your skins.
Yeah.
So it could be, and she
Well,
kept telling you.
Yeah, she kept telling me, and I ignored her because, gluten free. I mean, but I think I may have a legitimate allergy.
Yep.
So, Mr. Mark Gonzalez, hopefully, we're trying to get him to come in on one of the shows and kind of talk about what our plan is.
Yeah.
Hit the Mark Fitness. He's going to help me out.
Where are they located?
You know what? I don't know for sure. I think it's kind of it's somewhere in Orange
Personal.
County.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, but he runs it, and I went to their website. You can go to their website, hitthemarkfitness.com, I believe. If you just search Hit the Mark Fitness in Orange County, it'll come up. And they are it looks to be a wonderful thing. There are a lot of people of all different shapes and sizes doing it. Like, you look at the website, and it's not just buff people.
Yeah.
There's some before and afters. Hopefully, I can be one of those before and afters. We'll have them come in on the phone. Poster boy. The poster boy. I mean,
hopefully that
rest in peace boy. Yeah, hopefully he doesn't kill me. But yeah, so
Play-Doh boy.
It's just amazing. So if you get a chance, go over and check out their website and thank them for keeping your favorite
how are
host
you doing
alive.
other than that? Have you lost any?
It's been fluctuating.
Yeah.
But there were a couple days where I kind of fell off the wagon, not gluten wise, but sweet tooth wise.
Yeah.
I just, sometimes I can't. It's been 5 years of eating whatever I felt like eating.
Yesterday I met with some I went to a gathering, and one of the guy in there, he's trying to lose weight because he had high blood pressure and diabetes and all this. And we had a nutritionist, and I agree with her. Sugar addiction is as impactful on your body as heroin addiction.
It is.
And literally, you can crave it as much as you crave heroin, and especially the refined sugar. So,
well, I read a study a few months back that said people who, like myself, are big, fat, nasty, stinky dudes.
Overweight.
Sorry, they get the same. The same part of the brain lights up as when a heroin addict takes heroin.
Exactly.
Whenever they have sugar.
Exactly.
So,
and there is no food, canned or packaged, that doesn't have sugar in it or salt.
Oh,
so if you want to lose weight, skip. And recently I listened the not carbohydrate diet, but meat and fat diet, which is the Atkins diet. It's the right diet. Now they are agreeing more than so that fat diet, it's better for you, and you will lose faster weight than eating any of the carbohydrates.
Well, yeah, I mean, you think about it, that's where humans evolved from, was that same diet. There weren't Snickers when we were evolving.
And if you want, even in the animal kingdom, they say this or that. Look, elephants eat only grass, and look how big they are. Look at that. Seriously. Gorillas.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, gorillas.
And then you look at the tigers and lions, and they eat meat only, and see how
they're
strong
fit.
And,
So, okay, so
there's a lesson.
Yeah, there's a lesson there. And another lesson I want to talk about, or we both want to talk about, a lesson we need to teach ISIS. Tell me about this.
Well, before ISIS, I had before ISIS, just a personal experience. I with AT&T. The bigger the company is, the bigger the ripoff, and they spend millions of dollars writing the contracts to confuse the hell out of us. And even though they say these contracts are simple language, but the simple language is in big bold letters, and the stuff they want to hide, it's in small letters in the bottom of the page. I had a plan with unlimited on 2 phones. I went there to upgrade. They convinced me to switch to a family program with unlimited 10 devices or what have you. It's only $175. Well, I did that. She convinced me that I'm not using the data and I'm better off. And then I have an iPad, 5 years or 6 years old. The first iPad came, and we had the separate data for it. So I said, would that qualify to be on the program? She said, oh, yeah, we just changed the SIM. We changed the SIM, and the iPad died. It's not working. I went there to terminate that particular SIM and switch it to another iPad. And guess what? There's a termination fee of $120 because I supposedly signed a 2-year contract on a 6-year iPad, 6-year-old iPad. So it pissed me off, and I was there. I spent like about 2 hours, and we couldn't get anywhere. So I left and walked away.
So there was no resolution.
No, I have to call and all this, but amazing that they never disclosed to me that I'm signing a lease. They said just to switch the SIM. Yeah. But by switching the SIM, I guaranteed that I'm signing a 2-year contract on
they gotcha.
Yeah.
That's like that guy from AIG who's suing the government now because they didn't give him they gave him a different rate than all the other people. But because the company was worth less than what they owed.
And he ripped off the system, conned everybody, swindled billions of dollars, and the only way he could have survived by the government helping him with 181 billion.
Yeah, and the company was worth 15 billion, and they gave him 181 billion.
Yeah,
and now he's complaining about it.
I want to go there to the government and see if I can get a million.
What's wrong with old white people? It's all old white people that are doing this. What is wrong?
I don't know. It's not white or it's
no,
greed.
It is. Oh, it is.
Greed.
Donald Stern and this dude. I mean, that's
greed. Greed. It doesn't have anything to do with that skin color. It's the.
I know, Avi, but you know, I'm white, so I can say it, right?
All right. Well, I can't say it, but I'm in the middle.
You're in the. Well, you know, I had a similar situation with AT&T as well. You know, we had them. They were our first cell phone carriers when we came here.
Yeah.
Totally disappointing with our internet and cable provider now. We got rid of cable. Internet is completely disappointing. And it used to be great.
Well, you just heard the federal government sued AT&T for throttling your service. When they say unlimited, it wasn't unlimited. Once you reached, like, if you are using it more, they throttle it down almost to useless, literally. Yeah. And they sold you the bill of goods, but they never delivered. That's how scammy they are.
Yeah, I just don't. I'm not happy with AT&T. So
well, it's all the big companies. Yeah. They're all.
Well, I haven't had a complaint about T-Mobile yet.
Okay. Well, they thrive on us making mistakes and reading the contract. And I told the guy, listen, I'm in real estate. When I sell a house, it's 10 times bigger than our contract. It's literally 8 pages and big letters and simple to read, simple to understand. And yet I get a phone for $200, and I'm so confused that I can't figure out the whole language that you put in it. So
well, who's going to sit there? It's just like the Apple terms and conditions. Who has ever read?
Exactly.
Who has ever? Probably Carl. I bet you Carl has read the full terms and conditions. I knew it. I knew it. He says he has. For the record, we have the one person on earth who has read the Apple's terms and conditions. And he probably rereads it every time. I bet you every time.
Memorized it.
Yeah, new iTunes comes out, he's like, wait, this is different than the last one.
Yeah, yep.
Oh, my goodness.
Yep.
So this ISIS thing I hinted at earlier.
Well, ISIS. For the first
I want to put a warning out there.
Yes.
This was probably one of the most disturbing things I've ever seen.
Yes. And for the first time, I always said, well, we can knock them out from the air. But this is the only time where I believe American boots should be on the ground and wipe these bastards out of the face of the planet. I couldn't believe what I saw. They accused of a young lady of her being adulterous, and they...
Well, she was raped, correct?
Huh?
She was raped.
Probably didn't matter whether she raped or whatever. But the guy was sitting there standing, okay. And then they threw her in a ditch, and they start with her father standing there. He said, no, I can't forgive you. I should have put the father there and threw the rocks on him. The poor girl, they were throwing, she's alive in the hole, and they were throwing big rocks on her until they killed her. The savagery... I don't know why we are sitting silent on this. I think we should go there even stronger than when we went to get Saddam Hussein. The worst Saddam Hussein did wasn't like this. Yeah. And these are dangerous bastards. We need to take them out. And we sitting here keep tossing it and juggling it.
I mean, it's a I know it's just not a Muslim religion issue because religion has been used over the years to control the populace. I mean,
Exactly.
that's why it was invented.
But you know what? I believe I listened to Bill Maher on his show, and he said that a couple things about the Muslim and religion. I believe about 80% of what he said, I believe in it. Yes, most of the Muslims are not terrorists, but the terrorist ones, they go and do what they do, and the other ones, they don't even stand up.
Do anything, yeah.
Yeah, and if nobody knows the photo or the Muhammad picture because you're not allowed to draw it, but you draw any cartoon image with a rag on his head, all of a sudden they say, it's Muhammad. Oh, we have to kill him. That's not a religion. That's a cult. That's
Exactly.
crazy. And you know, and some of these, even the states, like whether it's Saudi Arabia or they have in their country, they behead people and they stone the women, and a woman can be charged in adultery just by if you didn't like her. So it's not an easy system or even modern. We need to wake up and smell the roses.
Well, there was just I read an article about I can't remember, it was Iraq or it was one of those countries. There was a girl, very young, 5 or 6, or you know, she wasn't preteen, I believe. She was raped.
Yeah.
And then by the leader of a mosque, which is
the sheikh, whatever.
Yeah. He was saying, according to Muslim law, even if she's raped, she's considered an adulteress. And the judge, finally, you hear something, and the judge said no, she's a
5-year-old.
5-year-old. She can't be adulteress. It's just plain old rape. But it's funny. I mean, it's not funny. It's insane to me that they can use religion to just basically import their will.
It's like a brainwashing. They sit these
crazy.
people from morning to afternoon or 24/7, brainwashing them of stuff that they don't know anything else, and they believe in everything they tell them. I mean, Jim Jones did that, Koresh did that, David Koresh, and these are no different than these two guys.
And it's always, we're nonviolent. We're not, Jim Jones, Muslim, all these cults are the same. We're not violent. We're not violent.
But they kill everybody.
In the name of. I mean, it's no different than the Crusades.
Yeah,
they did the same thing.
But the crusade was back when everybody
still was stupid.
But now we have television, we have radio.
Pre-science, I like to call it.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, we can get into this. We're going to continue getting this every week as long as ISIS is there. I'm sure we're going to be here talking about them. I would like to thank our guests, Cris August of OC Ghosts and Legends Tours, Erwin Goldstein from Ikan, and I would also like to thank Ikan for the Fly X3s we're going to be giving away. I would like to thank OC Digital Studio.
We need all the people to
sign up for it, because you're missing out if you don't. It's plain and simple. This isn't some sort of pyramid scheme. We're giving it to you, and all you have to do,
or just a Starbucks card for $20 or whatever.
We have several giveaways. But we do this. We have a Starbucks card giveaway, an In-N-Out card giveaway. So pay attention, because we're giving stuff away. All you have to do is like us and tag us in the photo of the flyer for whatever contest. Bam, you're entered, and we give it to you for free, no strings attached.
We may just ask you for a photo, or
maybe a photo, or a quick clip of you using it. I would like to thank OC Digital Studio for giving us this killer space to film our show. Awesome studio. Come by, check them out online. And then I would like to thank our crew, Carl, Alex, Steve, our new member, Greg. Awesome dude.
His first day.
Beautiful beard he's got. Kevin, Miera, and Claudia. She's from Chile. Claudia. Enjoy the weekend, and we will see you again next Friday, folks.
Yes, thank you.